Posting to YouTube is part of my goals. I need to go through with my goals. Hey guys, I'm Bethany. I'm 30 years old, and up until last year, I was not a reader. 1 year ago, I had this crazy idea that I would start reading fiction books for fun. I struggled a bit at first. I started with 1 or 2 books a month. Some months, I didn't even make it to that. And some were physical books, some were audiobooks. Here's a little look into my book reading year of 2024. January to May, I read a few nonfiction books here and there. May, though, I read Daisy Jones and the Six and Secrets of a Charmed Life. June, I read Ballads of Song... I need to look this up. 1 second. Oh, that's bright. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I was gonna say Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes. That's a lot of S. I listened to the audiobook of that one. Highly recommend. It was very good. Then I read 11/22/63. No audiobooks. It's a Stephen King. I'll talk about that one later. Cause it was good. July 2024, I read Murder on the Orient Express. September, I only read And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. November, I read Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. December, I read Billy Summers by Stephen King. And that was it. That's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 books intentionally read at the end of 2024. May through December. With the new year, though, I gained a lot of confidence. In 2025, I wanted to read 12 fiction books, 1 a month at least. And that gave me the freedom to be like, well, if I miss a month, then I can just double up in one of the months. I don't want to make my goal too big because I only read 8 books this past year, and that was me trying. So people are screaming outside. Okay, so then came 2025. Pew, pew. I want fireworks here. Pew, pew. Started off strong in January. Started off with a bang. I read 6.5 books in January. I'm so proud of myself. I read Normal People by Sally Rooney, The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, Beartown by Fredrik Backman, Beach Read by Emily Henry, which was my first ever romance book, Do McKee by Stephen King, My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry by Fredrik Backman, Finley Donovan Is Killing It by El Casimano. Of those books, I listened to 4. Normal People I listened to while I pushed my son in a stroller. Reappearance of Rachel Price I listened to while I painted. Beartown I listened to. I don't remember anything because I was just so depressed the whole time. Do McKee I listened to and I ate that book up. I loved it. And the rest I read. I owned Beach Read. I owned My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She Is Sorry. That is the longest title in the world. But it's okay. It's okay because I loved it. And then Finley Donovan Is Killing It. I borrowed from the library. I love my library. February. I finished Finley Donovan Is Killing It. I read Anxious People by Fredrik Backman. I read Happy Place by Emily Henry. That was it. March was so busy, so I just didn't read anything. Where was I? January, February, March, April. April, I read Funny Story by Emily Henry. And by read, I mean I listened because I was continuing to still be busy. May, I read Wool by Hugh Howey. That's from the Silo series. Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate. The Cul-de-sac War by Melissa Ferguson. Shift by Hugh Howey. Love that book. I read The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and it destroyed me. No thank you. Britt Marie Was Here by Fredrik Backman. It's kind of like the sequel, if you will, to My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. It was great. Lovely, lovely time. And then I started Dust, which is the 3rd book in the Silo series. That brings us to today. So right now, as of right now, it is the end of May, very screechingly close to June. So looking at that list, I've already blown past the 12 book goal that I set for myself for this year. I'm really, really proud of myself, and I couldn't be happier with the time that I've had in all these different stories, being introduced to these new authors that I never would have picked up by myself, these genres that I never would have looked at, like sci-fi. So, moving forward, my new goal for myself has a few parts to it. Part 1, I want to expand my horizon. I want to read books from genres that I just haven't yet. One of the main genres that I have not explored that I just hear everybody talking about is fantasy. Fantasy intimidates me so much because you're usually diving into like a whole new world, and I am afraid of not being smart enough to understand all of the detail that it takes to build a world in your own mind. I just get really intimidated, honestly. But my new goal is to explore a fantasy series. So if you have a fantasy series in mind that is approachable, let me know. Another thing I want to do is I want to read the backlog of authors that I'm discovering that I love their work. Right now I'm working on reading all of Fredrik Backman's work. Backman? Probably Backman. It's spelled like Backman, right? Is it Friedrich? I should probably know this. Fredrik Backman? Backman? I want to finish his whole backlog. And that's going to take pretty much all the rest of 2025 because there's a specific little novella that I want to read by him around Christmas time. I want to read the rest of Emily Henry's books. I have not read People We Meet on Vacation or Book Lovers or the new one, Great Big Beautiful Life. Moving on, the next part of my goal, I'm accomplishing it right now. I want to start a booktube so that I could like talk to other people, and also because I'm 30. I don't have like a bunch of books that I read growing up. I have a few, but do I remember any of that? Not really. I need recommendations. I need people who have read all these different genres, all these different authors like you. And then also tell me which ones to avoid. The last part of my goal is that I would like to fill my bookshelf with my 4-star and up reads. So I am not interested necessarily in filling my bookshelves for the sake of filling them. Like, I don't want to have a huge TBR. I don't want to have books that I don't like, that I'm not even going to recommend to other people, because then it'll just sit there collecting dust. I want to read them, find out if I love them, and then if I do love them, going and get them. My husband and I are on a budget. Trigger word. It's pretty strict, so we can't go book hauling. I will have book hauls on this channel, but it'll be when I decide to go and get my favorite books. So, how can you help me, you say? I hear.
How can we help you? How can we help you? How can we help you, Bethany? We want to help. How can we help you?
Make those recs. I need book recs. So I have a list on Fable of all the books that I want to read, but I definitely need branching out and need help with finding books that I never would have stumbled across. Disclaimer. Here's a disclaimer. Hush. My refrigerator's screaming at me. Thank you. Here are some things that I do not like. Do not like. If you like these things, that's okay. You are still welcome here. We can still have conversation. I'm sure you can still recommend things that don't have these things. Or you can give me a little warning if I mention a book that you know has these things in it and you're like, actually, Bethany, you might not want to read that. And then I'll be like, okay, thanks. I don't like the schmexy stuff. I don't like the spice. I'm a 30-year-old married woman. I shouldn't necessarily care, but like, I don't like, the like spicy, like, I don't find it entertaining. I just find it like unnecessary. Something else I don't enjoy, and this is kind of like leaning into the whole romance genre, is miscommunication and cheating. It's not romantic to me. It's not interesting to me. It's not like it's like a triggering thing. It's just like, like I could do without that, you know? I enjoy when a book makes me feel like a whole range of emotions, but I don't love when a book leaves me feeling gross and like yucky and meh and without hope and sad, you know? I like contemplative, but I don't like meh. The last one, this is me knowing that I'm kind of in a minority here. I am sensitive to gore and violence. I can read them to an extent or I could skim over them, so if it's not like the whole thing, then that's fine. But if it's like the whole book is gonna be just violence, just say, hey, don't read this. So yeah, that was my very ranty introduction. But this is an open invitation for you to join me on this journey of becoming a person who reads. That's what I want to be. Become a person who reads. I think I'm succeeding at it so far. I'm enjoying my time. I'm in the middle of this book right now. I am approaching halfway and I'm having a blast. So yeah, please leave me your recommendations and I will hopefully see you in the future with another video. I'm very tempted to just go ahead and record another video right now, but I probably won't. I probably shouldn't. Should I? Should I not? Nah. I need to go to bed. I might be so cringe. I think I am. I think that's just who I am. Posting to YouTube is part of my goals. I need to go through with my goals. Join me. Thanks. Okay, toodaloo, bye. Oh dear goodness. Oh, I'm an old lady. 30 years old, that's too old for me. Bye.